Hello, everyone. Um, Excited to be here and teach IGM202 Interactive Media Development. Okay, cool. We got that out of the way. As you may know or may tell, this is my first time teaching a class anywhere, anytime, and any place. And so, um, yeah, it's going to be awkward for both of us. And I guess by both of us, I mean me and the rest of you, but mostly me. So, how about we get into it? So, I guess this is the introduction lecture, and you probably want to know a little bit about me. And so, let me tell you a little bit about me. This is my first time teaching for RIT. As you can tell, we are doing this in the internet, online, or on the line. Um, do I seem nervous or anxious? Because I am. This is largely based on prior 202 sessions and also the parallel 202 sessions that are being taught on campus as well. I am not on campus. I am based on the West Coast in California. I will be effectively posting lectures online, dealing with everything on Discord and blah, blah, blah. And we'll talk about that more throughout this lecture. But let me tell you a bit about myself. So I went to Cornell. It's actually how I got connected to RIT, is by way of David Schwartz, who was my professor way back when. And since Cornell, I've been out here in Silicon Valley trying to build things that are interesting to me and sometimes others. So I guess let's get this little bit out of the way. So this is some stuff I've built. This is some stuff I've helped build. And this is what I'm currently interested in. Sweet. Now that's over. So this class will largely be based with 2 weekly lectures, although I may deviate from this. In the beginning of the class, if you guys have been up to date, I was kind of, oh, maybe we'll do this live and have people be able to ask questions during class and that kind of stuff. And it turned out to be a lot more headache for everybody, myself included. But generally speaking, there should be around 2 lectures, although I'm going to try to stick to topics and then complete a lecture on a given topic and then post that lecture in the format of weeks. And so you may find 1 week there are 3 lectures or 5 of various length and whatever. So this is where things may deviate from the syllabus. So if you have any questions or you feel like you just gotta have that 75 minutes of a lecture twice a week, we can talk about it. Please feel free to provide feedback to me as we go during these lectures and throughout the semester. I will be running a 4-hour block of open office hours from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm actually on the West Coast, so for me, this would be 11 a.m. through 3 p.m., right? Yes, math. Pacific time. These lectures will be, these open office hours will be available on Zoom. You can see the Zoom link here. That way you can zoom in to the call, ask me questions, have a face-to-face, and also I'll be streaming those things on Twitch, as I am actually doing right now. I'm actually going to be streaming everything to Twitch while I do it. I'm hoping that that could benefit people, because then in theory, if you are watching me streaming live, you can jump onto the Discord, which is online, and I'll talk about that in a second, and ask me questions and talk amongst yourselves as well. So the Twitch link is not updated in this slide for some reason, but I will post it. It is just twitch.tv/my name, Idan Beck, IDANBECK. Also, I've set up a Discord for this class as well as the other class that I'm teaching, which is 309. In that Discord, you will find a channel specific to 202, but I do encourage everybody to help everybody with anything. So we'll talk a little bit about what cheating is, but to me, cheating is not talking and getting help with a problem. So please do utilize Discord. The best place you're going to find answers is from each other. The best way to learn something is to teach it to someone else, which should say something about why I'm teaching this class. Email. Do it if you have to. There are certain things that are sensitive. Email is the right thing to do. I check my email sporadically. I'm a busy person. I do a lot of stuff. You may hear about it from time to time, but I generally batch my emails into particular times throughout the week in some cases. So if there's something urgent, I will probably see your email somehow because I got notifications on my phone. But if I don't deem it important, you may not get an answer for a while. So use it if you have to. This should be your last resort thing. Emails are horrible. I'm sure you all hate them as much as I do. They're unnecessary evil, but use it sporadically, use it as necessary. There are certain things, obviously, that are very sensitive, and you might not want to bring up in a Discord chat or obviously in open office hours. So, do be sane about it. I guess so. I'm pretty new to my courses, and my courses is not. I'm still kind of getting up to ramping up with it, as you probably are all telling. Please feel free to utilize my courses in terms of the discussion groups and things like that. But these resources that I've kind of outlined are really what I prefer to use. They're a little bit more friendly, and I think much more open. Other students will be able to see what you're saying. If you guys prefer my courses, just say so. If that's what you guys really want, that's better for you, you all agree, let's move there, fine. I'm happy to do that. So just let me know. Give me feedback on that particular point as we go along. I don't know if we're going to have TAs for this class. We might, and we'll find out. And if I find out, I'll let you know. I never went to RIT. I've been on campus a bit. I've been to RIT a lot. But from what I understand, IGM employs student assistants, and these guys can act as tutors. Their hours are posted at this link. I really do encourage you all to get face-to-face help, both in terms of open office hours as I'm holding them, but also from your friends and from tutors as made available by school. When I went to school, it's not something that I discovered until like halfway through my education, and I found out just how valuable TAs and the face-to-face really is, not just in terms of getting a good grade or whatever, but like actually understanding what you're doing, which, like, let's be honest, we're trying to learn how to make video games, right? So don't fool yourself. If you don't know what you're doing, go get help, learn, figure it out. So with that said, let's talk a little bit about what this course covers. We're going to learn about how to build interactive experiences. We're going to use Unity. We're going to create visually compelling experiences. We're going to deal with both 2D and 3D. We're going to link to the Math 185 concepts that you've learned, which I understand is mostly linear algebra kind of stuff. But I will double down on that. One student has already asked me about the prerequisite with what Math 185. I'll be honest, the kinds of math concepts that you're going to be presented with here should be pretty straightforward. I do encourage you all to have this prerequisite there. Don't mess around. RIT has a very set kind of path for this. But for the most part, the math concepts should be pretty straightforward. And the real key is bridging the math and applying that to actually getting stuff onto the screen and doing interesting things. We're going to do physics simulation, which is probably my favorite part of it. And we're even going to get into some AI and basically helping things react, move in an intelligent way. So not just from here to here, but maybe from here to here to here. No, I'm kidding. But you'll see there's a lot of ways for things to react in real time. What will we not do? We will not do crazy math programming, which I'm actually teaching one of these classes. I'm also teaching 309, which will be a lot of fun. We're not doing advanced physics either. We're not doing collision resolution. We're not doing that stuff. And we're not really doing like machine learning level AI. We're not doing deep convolution networks. Uh, we're gonna keep it pretty kind of top level, so it'll be a lot of fun. Okay, so to be successful in this course, and let me also add, I am largely taking an existing 202 curriculum and sort of applying it to an online format. I believe this is the first time this has been done, so I'm doing my best to line up and stay aligned with what the on-campus professors are doing. But with that said, we will probably deviate in some ways just by the fact that this is being done online, and I am thousands of miles away from from campus. So my feedback on how to be successful is probably going to be a little bit different than what you might hear in some of the on-campus classes. Yeah, read the stuff that is there to read. So we have a great online book that is free, which I'll talk about in a second. Read all of the readings, especially the Unity tutorials and the videos. Like those things are pretty awesome. Unity does a really great job on trying to document it. The entire company's values based on the fact that other people can learn how to use Unity. So please, really do those if nothing else. Watch the lectures. I'm gonna try to be entertaining. I can't promise anything. I'm kind of a corny dude. So yeah, I hope you watch the lectures. And also, with regards to lectures, again, as I mentioned in the beginning, I will be streaming all this to Twitch. I will be watching the Discord. I'm looking at it right now. If you write something in there, I will see it. I will hear it. So, you know, watch the lectures, but also if you have the ability to join in on the stream, ask questions, take notes, and I mean with a pencil and a paper or a pen and a paper. Don't take notes on your laptop. If you're doing digital notes, you might as well just not take notes at all. My opinion, but also backed up by some evidence. Keep up, you know. Don't get left behind. That's a good one. And also seek help when confused. I think that one's like probably the most important of all of these, and we'll talk about them a little bit. Yeah, this. No such thing as a dumb question. I've been doing this a long time. I still ask, what the hell is a transformation matrix? It's okay. Nobody knows this stuff. Nobody does. The guy that says that they know it doesn't really know it. It's okay. If somebody tells you that they can tell you what a quaternion how they can multiply quaternion and do a slurp off the top of their head, then that's all they know. They don't know anything else. So there is no such thing as a dumb question. The goal of building interactive experiences, the goal of building technology, in my opinion, is about building something. It's a means to an end. What are you trying to actually accomplish? So if you don't understand something, the only person you're fooling is yourself. Because you're going to have to look it up later. You're going to have to whatever. So do yourself a favor. Nobody's going to judge you. And if you're thinking it, and if you have that question, I guarantee like half the class has that question too. So you're doing everybody a favor. You're being the hero. We all want to be heroes in that way. So yeah, no bad questions, really. Yeah, take the notes. Even if they're lecture slides, take your own notes. So this is a real thing. They did a study about students that were given no notes. They were given a laptop to take notes, and they were given handwritten notes, like into three kind of groups, right? Like control whatever. And it showed that the students that had the best comprehension were those that had to take physically written notes. And do you know why? The reason why is that friction, that difficulty of writing notes is what cemented those concepts into people's heads. It's actually been shown that if something's too easy to consume, it's less comprehended. It's almost like taking notes is a way for your mind to digest things. So we're not talking about just copy the lectures verbatim. That's not helpful. Sit there, take notes to help you understand the content. You may never read those notes ever again. That's fine. But take notes. If you're like I said earlier, if you're just trying to tap away on a laptop to take notes, unless you're trying to transcribe the lecture for me or for other people, it's not really working. So don't do that. Just pay attention instead. Either way works. Do what works for you. But my recommendation, take notes on paper, or scribbling on a tablet, whatever, but scribble. Don't make it too easy on yourself. Check the syllabus. Yeah, for the most part, I'm going to keep up the syllabus up to date as much as I can. I've done so already. It should be up in my courses. It may be changed. Generally speaking, changes will be announced to Discord, and you'll know about them. But please refer to them. Some things may change in the first couple of weeks, like how the project is set up, with given the online structure, and blah blah blah. So yeah, I'm still kind of parsing through a lot of the particulars, like what will be extra credit, how does that work, what's my grading policy. Like, for example, this is online, nobody's participating in class. I've already had to change that. There will be no participation grade associated with your grade. So yeah, check the syllabus. It's cool. Professionality. So from what I understand, this is a sophomore year class. I imagine that's what the 2 stands for. So I remember myself as a sophomore. I was kind of a smelly dude. Let me tell you a little bit about what I think is a professional manner to conduct oneself, which is important, both in the fact that you'll be working with other people in this class, and you'll take these skills, hopefully, and convey them onto a career. So, professionality is important. The most important one, in my experience, is manners don't cost anything. Be nice, be kind, especially to others, especially if they're having a hard time. Somebody's having a hard time, say, hey, that sucks, you're having a hard time, what's up? And that might be really nice for them. So yeah, manners. Don't do them. It's good, it's cheap, it's free, doesn't cost anything. Don't be a jerk. Yeah, don't. Being a jerk's not nice. Nobody wants to work with a jerk, and it's gonna make your life harder. So it's gonna make your class harder. So it's gonna make other people's lives harder. So yeah, just don't be a jerk. There's no need. There's really nothing that you gain by being a jerk. This one I'm less connected with. Use the lab computers for classwork only. I know they're probably supercomputers, and you can play like 10 instances of Fortnite simultaneously and be a mega streamer. But don't just use them for classwork only. Leave the Fortniting for your own computers at home. But if you do, I won't know because I'm here. So yeah, this is a recommendation, but there's no way for me to know what you guys ultimately do. This was on the previous material, and I just want to kind of put it out there. I'm not really a professor, like formally. So if you want me to write you a letter of recommendation, like you gotta. I'm not sure why you would do that. So yeah, question mark. Missing class. You can't miss an online class. Like, you cannot watch the lecture, and that's on you, and you won't get to watch me kind of meander and bring up silly tangents from my experience, but can't really miss it. So yeah, that's not really a thing for this class. Okay, special circumstances. So I've already had a couple of emails from a few different students. Again, I am a remote teacher, like I'm not on campus. This class format has never really been done before for this particular class, so I'm kind of figuring it out as I go. For the most part, 202 is like, I think, 3 times a week or 2 times a week on campus. And in this case, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to post both lectures every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And in that sense, I'm probably going to set all of the assignments and deadlines and everything to that 9 a.m. Pacific times deadline for everything. So basically, I'm not going to check your stuff until that morning of. In that sense, it's on you. It's on you to take care of your time. Now, I've had a couple of students that have real reasons to, be concerned even with that kind of setup, or with regards to exams, which I'll talk about later. So if you've got something serious, reach out on email or whatever makes you comfortable, and I'll talk to you about it, and we'll figure out something. Okay? So just be honest, be vulnerable, be open, and I will do the same. And, If you've got something really serious, that's a bummer, and I'll try to help you through it. That's all I can say. And definitely, I'm not going to lord over you some deadline just because it's on the syllabus, and if you've got something going on. So yeah, just let me know. Course tech. Yeah, this is the fun part. We're getting into it now. Yeah, sweet. Okay, Unity. We're gonna use Unity. Um, we've gone kind of back and forth, but I found out, or Sean, which is one of the other adjunct faculty members, found out that the Unity version installed in lab is 2019.1.10F1. I know, like, just don't name your child this name version because they'll never remember it. But that is the version. So probably better to stick to the same version throughout the class. For your projects, for your assignments, you want to use a different version. That's on you to make sure that it runs, that I can like run it, and that we can grade it. But for the most part, it's easy enough to get a specific version and stick to it. And as we'll talk about in later lectures, yeah, models and sprites. A lot of options, a lot of places to find this stuff. Most of it doesn't work. This is like an experiential thing for me. It's all horrible. But just once you get it into Unity, once you get it set up, once it's all configured, it tends to be okay for a while. If you do download free models from places that require attribution, please attribute them. Please, credit those sources. I know that's hard to remember to do. I've messed up a couple of times myself. But unless you're paying for something, somebody worked really hard for that, you might as well give them that little bit of credit. Okay, cool. Organization and grading. So the course will be organized into lectures, readings, exercises, formative assessments, and quick checks. Although they'll not be that quick because of what I said before. Unit quizzes, projects, and exams. Let me talk a little bit about each one of these. So each lecture will be on a topic. Generally speaking, I will try to contain a lecture to a specific topic, and again, a bit of a difference from the prior lectures, the other lectures in the other courses on campus is I'm probably going to do lectures all bundled into one topic. So you might find like one lecture is an hour, another one's like 10 minutes or whatever. That way it's easier to kind of one-to-one the slides and the actual course topic, the video. Sorry. Conceptual learning. So sometimes you'll get code that will have no guarantees attached, and it's really there for you to help you understand stuff. It's up to you to figure out this code. I think so. Again, a lot of these slides have been brought over from prior sessions. I think what this is referring to is a problem that I can anticipate. Please do not send me chunks of code and be like, why doesn't this work? Like, where did this come from? Like, I'm going to be like, why doesn't this work? Where did this come from? Right back to you. Like, nobody has time. So it's up to you to figure out where this, if you bring code home to meet the parents, it's up to you that they don't, shit the bed or whatever. So please make sure that you don't, that this is really on you to make sure that the code that you're using, that you're referencing, it's really on you. This is all through this lecture. Yes, please watch lectures. Please take notes. Yeah. The readings. So the book is one that it's new to me actually. Nature of Code by Daniel Schiffman. I've taken a look at it. It looks really cool. It's really interesting. So it's free. You can use it online. natureofcode.com/book is where you can find it online, or you can buy it in paper, and it's relatively cheap off of Amazon. Unity does a terrific job of documenting, creating blogs, creating videos, and these will periodically be posted to my courses as assigned reading, and other things as well. So here is the rough grading. Quizzes will be worth exactly 10% of your grade. There are quizzes with 10 questions, 15 questions, 2 questions. These will be posted. Some of them, yeah, and generally speaking, we'll open them on Tuesday mornings, and they'll be due Sunday nights. I may change it to just Tuesday morning, so it might just be like a week. But I may stick to Sunday nights because I think that's what all the other classes are doing, and I don't want to give this session a unfair advantage. So we'll figure that out. So right now, let's stick to Sunday. Yeah. If you missed a quiz, how could you miss a quiz apart from not doing it? So if you don't do it, that's on you. That's you know, if I don't eat lunch, then I can't make it up. So yeah, yeah, the lowest quiz grade will be dropped though, so that's good. Exercises are going to be worth 20%. These are going to be more focused programming exercises. They're really going to be focused on what we learn in class, and you may occasionally have time to work on these in class. Yes, you could be working on them right now, for all I know. I mean, I'm not sure if any are up yet. I think maybe one is. But yeah, you could literally be working on it right now, so do it. Yeah, do it. They will be due the next class period after it's assigned. So in this case, again, it will probably be due Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. I'm going to figure this one out. This is a little bit TBD. But yeah, again, late. If I don't eat lunch, I missed it. So yeah, do it. If you miss it and you need to, you know, you're not going to get the grade back, but you really should do it. It'll keep you up to date with everything else. So yeah. Projects. So this class originally had a 5% grade attributed to participation, meaning actually being in class and watching the lecture in person. I've taken that 5% and I've attached it to projects. Why? Because I remember taking these classes and I remember the project both being the most satisfying, the funnest, and the place where I learned the most. And so, you know, in a class like this, in my opinion, it's really about the projects. It's really about being able to demonstrate the topics in a larger kind of effort across multiple people. So yeah, you know, projects I think are really great. Yeah, apparently the projects in this course are independent, so completely scratch what I just said about working with other people. My bad. Sorry about that. But yeah, please, you know, feel free to start as early as you want with projects, and you know, as soon as they're available. Yeah. Oh, right. And projects you can submit in a bit late. 10% of the possible grade will be reduced for every day that it's late. So, you know, be smart about it. Exams. Exams are going to be worth 20%, which I'm a big fan of. When I was taking classes on the subject, usually exams were much more than 20%. But like I said in the previous slide, I think the projects are way more important. So, yeah, I think this lines up with all the other classes. Generally speaking, the exams, topics will be for exams will be published before the exam, and then they'll be done. Apparently this is actually a thing I'm trying to figure out still, and we'll be updating the syllabus as I figure it out. Since this is an online class and this has not been done before, I think these exams will be proctored. RIT provides proctoring for a situation just like this, and so keep tuned. Yeah, so for in this particular case, you can miss an exam like physically. So please get sleep, wake up on time, show up. Make sure you don't miss this. It's the general grading rubric. I may go back on this no extra credit in this course. I'm still, like I said, working through the syllabus a little bit. But on the right, you can kind of see here the different the breakdowns for grading. I think it's pretty standard. Yeah, above and beyond. So you can't get an A in this class unless you really kind of go a little bit beyond what is just written in the description of a project or whatever, because that's kind of the point. The point is you want to really apply these concepts, not just like they're being presented in lectures. So do your best, play to your strengths. If you're confused about this, if you're confused about what are some ideas of things that you can do kind of beyond the specification, ask each other, ask me, go crazy, right? The key here is to be a bit creative, and if you're not finding your muse, that shouldn't be held against you. Bring it up, try to figure out what are some kind of cool ideas that you can apply. Again, to kind of go again over this, projects will be 10% off for every day it's late. The final project is final, so can't really be late to the last day. There's no credit given for late exercises and quizzes as well. And then the lowest quiz grade will be dropped. You get a grace period for like 1-2 day extension for any given project or exercise. So be smart. Please use it to your discretion, and cannot be used on a final project because again, that's final. You don't need instructor permission. You have to use it or it's gone. And the way that you tell us that you're using it is that you put it into the documentation file and in the comment in the Dropbox submission. So, use it when you need it. And please do not use this because something really shitty happened in your life and you're too embarrassed to talk about it. Yeah, please do actually use this when you need it. In this way, do not use this to not have to talk to somebody about a bad situation that you're going through. Okay, getting help, and I'll try to go through this relatively quickly. How long are we? Cool. You might be confused. I'm confused right now. So yeah, it's expected. It's up to you to get help. So get it, right? You got each other. You got your mom and your dad. Maybe you don't. Maybe you have two dads. Maybe you have two moms. You have some support network. Please use them. Please use me. Please use everyone that you have at your disposal to get the help that you need. Do not just wait for yourself to just magically learn something. That's not how learning works. Learning works by community. So please get the help you need when you need it. If you're doing not so good, if you're not attending class, I guess, if someone tells me that you're not doing well, yeah, like you may get an early alert. I think this is an RIT thing, but yeah, if I find out that you're not doing so well, something's going on, like I'll talk to you, or somebody will talk to you about it. I'm not gonna tell if you're not attending class, like, but I can't really tell if you're watching lectures. I don't think, but if you're not, it's on you. But that's one good thing you can do. What's really going to be nice, I'm going to be posting these lectures once. So I'm streaming to Twitch right now. I'm recording it locally. I will be uploading it to YouTube. So then you can watch me on 2x speed and watch this like twice as fast, which is what I do when I watch online lectures. So yeah, that's one way to kind of catch up. It's one watching this stuff. I don't want to pat myself on the back. I'm probably going to be completely confusing this entire class, but it might help. So Google it. It's your best friend. Learning how to use Google for programming questions is a skill. It's like one of my favorite ways to actually test whether somebody knows what they're talking about or not. Isn't necessarily to hear them explain it to me, but to watch them Google it. Because the way you Google is actually the way you think. And getting to the right answer into unblocking a debug situation or whatever through Google, the faster you can do that, the more successful you will be in really building anything. So that's like the modern most important skill. This is not some snarky comment of like, oh yeah, just Google it. No, like people learn how to Google. It's like a hard thing, and once you learn it, it is a superpower. So really, really effective. You will probably see me doing it multiple times in lectures that I actually have to code anything for you. Email. Yeah, please don't if you can. Not send. I get a lot of email, not related to RIT, but related to everything else I'm doing. So I batch my email into particular times throughout the week, sometimes even only 30 or 45 minutes, maybe 2 or 3 times a week. so that I can be the most efficient and not waste all my time, in email, which I would otherwise do. If you have a really important, specific, private, sensitive question, issue, email's the right mechanism. Like, I do review my emails coming in. I may not respond to them, but if there is something urgent, you can even put urgent into the subject, and I will take it more seriously and make sure. If you abuse that, then like, guess who's getting blocked in my email inbox, and then I will never see your emails. So don't do that. Don't abuse this power. Please do not send me code to debug on email. I will just send it back to you. It's not a good place to debug. If you really want to debug problematic code, the place to do it is going to be in office hours and through Zoom, which I'll talk about in a second. And if you do email me, please include in the subject line your name and the course name. I'm teaching 2 classes. This has already come up multiple times where I didn't know who was talking to me about what in just the last week. So please do that. It's very important. Discord. I really prefer this to the discussion groups on my courses. This is something I like a lot. I prefer Slack personally, but given what we're doing here and the way things are structured, I think Discord's a little bit better. And I know that this is a pretty popular thing already with some of the classes on our IT campus. Please feel free to use it, just to talk to each other, post cool stuff, and you don't have to wait for me. Maybe other people will give you some viewpoints and ideas. It's pretty fun, and also it has audio. You can talk, I guess. I think that might get really annoying eventually. Oh, am I actually? Oh, I think I'm live on Discord right now. I'm gonna turn that off. There we go. Okay, cool. Broke a lot of etiquette rules there. So, nice. Now, yeah, so Discord, it's great. Use it. I'm a big fan. The discussion board on my courses, I'm less familiar with this. If you guys, like I said before, really feel that this is where you prefer to be asking questions and posting topics and things like that, great, we'll do it. I'm on my courses all the time to set up lectures and put everything up there. So again, please feel free to give me feedback throughout this course. What's working for you guys, what isn't, I will take it seriously. So if this is something you guys prefer, I'm happy to double down on this as well. Talked a little bit about this already. Office hours are going to be between 2 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. These are open office hours across both classes that I'm teaching. So the way that we're going to do it, I'm going to be available on Zoom. And there you can join me in Zoom. You can ask me questions. I really prefer that you have your video on for joining into office hours. Please do not tell me you don't have a webcam. BS. If you have a laptop, you've got a webcam. If you've got a phone, you've got a webcam. Video makes me see you, and you can see me, and then we can have a conversation. If you don't like video, I hated video for years, and I still do. I'm doing it now. It's for your benefit, and so the least you can do is do it for me as well. Also, Zoom is really good for screen sharing. So this is where you would bring up, your IDE issues, debugging through stuff. That's really what these open office hours hopefully will be helpful for. And we can kind of debug things, but make sure your video's on and make sure that you already have your IDE and everything and your project set up and ready to go before you actually join Zoom, as to not waste time and that kind of stuff. Also, office hours, like lectures as they're being recorded, will be streamed to Twitch. So if you just want to sit there and watch office hours or re-watch them later, so I set up in Twitch that it's recording. You can watch previous sessions, and also you can. I won't post office hour sessions to my courses, but at least on Twitch you'll be able to see them for like a couple of weeks after. If you really need it and you have an exception or some tough time or whatever, I will be open to individual appointments. Look, I'm an adjunct faculty, like I'm remote teaching. This is just one of many things that I do throughout my week. I'm not a professor officially yet. I'm not doing like research on campus or anything like that. So my time is pretty complicated, and this is one of the reasons that I've chunked everything into blocks, and I have to do things really kind of strictly. So really, this has to be a real like circumstantial thing. It can't be like, oh, I have a question. I don't want anyone else to hear my question. Then I'll be like, if that happens and you're like, oh, I have this, and then we get on a call and I'm like, please, like the next time you have to ask like, this question in front of like 20 people. I'm gonna try to really help you guys realize there are no stupid questions. The only dumb thing is to not ask a question when you should. So please, if you have a situation, and some of you do, where you have something you need to talk to me about, more one-on-one, more in person, I'll understand. So don't take this the wrong way. If you have a situation where you're not able to be a part of a group session or what have you, and you really need that, this appointment, I have ways to do this. We can do it, but I will be pretty strict on what I allow here and what I don't because my time is quite limited, especially over the next few months. So I'm not on campus, so I have to assume that this picture is correct and that these times are also correct. But I imagine all this stuff is available in Golciano. When I was in RIT, my wife's from Rochester, and so when I went there every day for the last few weeks, and she made fun of me because I can't pronounce this name. I want to say Golisano, but I pronounce Galisano. I don't know. Anyways, this place that you are all familiar with. Yeah, most of the tutors will be able to help with C Sharp. C Sharp is sufficiently similar to like every other programming language, so I don't think that that's going to be the problem. But yeah, please make sure that you get help from the tutors when you get the opportunity to, if you need it. So yeah, I guess here's to a great semester. I am excited. I hope that I'm not too bumbly for you all, and I'm excited to be teaching this course. So, there's a pre-test. There's a pre-test in C Sharp. Do your best. Try to do the things in memory. This is not for the grade of the class. This will be posted on my courses when this lecture is. And it's really for my information, just to kind of assess everyone. And yeah, if you have any questions about it, please post in the Discord. And this will be due, I think, again by next week on Tuesday 9 a.m. Pacific time. Well, thank you guys, and that's the end of the first lecture.